Jai Hind everyone. I am Dr. Manupriya, Assistant Professor Marketing in Ajay Kumar, the Institute of Management, Gazipur. So I'll be taking a session on operations management. We'll be covering the entire KMBN 205 within 5 sessions. So starting with unit number 1, and in this first session, I'll be covering introduction to production and operations, meaning of production management, functions of production, objectives, nature, scope of production management, and lastly, with the differences between production and operations. So there lies a big difference between production and operations. We'll be talking more about this. So let me start with the introductory part of how and what this production management is all about. So production management is actually a process of effectively planning and regulating the operations of that part of an enterprise which is responsible for actual transformation of materials into finished product. So it is not, you know, a recent term. This production process starts with the man started engaging in the activity of production soon after his existence, while the conversion of materials into some form. So agriculture was the first production activity a human used to do. Since then, the range of production and manufacturing activities has expanded in terms of its capacity and its terms of in terms of its efficiency. So today the machines have replaced men in basic production activities. So men only supervise machine now and are supervised by them as well. So the production is much more complex function now. It is one of the most critical function of modern management as well. So production management is relevant to the firm's success in many ways. If used efficiently, it can lead to numerous accomplishments which take the business to great heights. So moving further, let me talk more about the production and operations management. The term production is used as in form of the use of resources such as workers and machinery to convert material into finished goods and services. Like it deals with the decision making related to production process so that the resulting goods and services are produced according to specifications in amount and by the schedules demanded that at a minimum cost. So production and operations management combined is process of overseeing the production process by managing the people and machinery that convert materials and resources into finished goods. So input in form of resources, raw material, and the conversion process is actually is added value that leads to an output in form of goods and services. So production here referring to the activities of manufacturing goods, whereas operations referring to the activities of not manufacturing the physical goods, but it is more relevant to the service organization where the output is more in terms of an intangible outcomes like in hospitals, like in tourism, right? So production operations is actually for the creation of goods and services. So for any organization to be successful, one need to understand the entire process and how this process is useful. Like it helps the firms to accomplish its objective. It boosts the business reputation and it's good where it reduces the cost of production if effectively and efficiently managed. So let's see here on a slide how how can you just imagine how this production actually works on. So production is nothing but it's a transformation of raw material into a finished good. Let's take an example of a wood, right? You're cutting up a wood and then transforming it into a finished form like in form of a table or a chair, or taking a raw material as a wool from a sheep, then processed product in form of an wool, and then in form of a technologically product or a finished product in form of a woolen cloths. So there are different definitions given by different authors, different academicians about how production management explains as. So it is concerned with those processes which convert the inputs into the outputs. The inputs can be various resources like raw materials, all the 5 M's like men, machine, methods, right? And outputs are in form of goods and services. Goods in a physical form and services can be intangible outputs. Production management is the process of effectively planning and regulating that part of enterprise which is responsible for actual transformation. So you have so many other functions within an organization, but the production function is the part of an organization which is specifically concerned with the transformation of a range of inputs into the required outputs with requisite quality level as well. So it can be defined in many ways, like breach defining it's a process of effectively planning and regulating the part of enterprises. It can be a step-by-step conversion of one form of material into another form. So this is how different authors define it. You can see here on a screen that how production functions, you know, can be depicted in form of this conversion process. So you have land, labor, capital, then entrepreneurial inputs, then conversion in form of machine methods, tool, machineries, and in form of output, it can be a physical product or it can be an intangible output like services, like hospitality, hospital, medical services. It can be the public utilities. So production may be defined as a conversion of inputs, and these inputs could be men, machine, materials, money, methods, and management, all six M's, into output through a transformation process. So we are more concerned about this, what this transformation process is, how this is being managed. And output may be in form of physical goods or intangible services. So goods produced is for the manufacturing concern and services rendered is for the service operations such as banks, hospitals, hotels, restaurants. In this sense, production management may be used as an operations management. So we'll be talking at a length about this operations management and we'll be discussing at length the differences between the production and the operations management. So at this entire conversion process or the process of managing various subsystems of the organization, the executives at different levels of the organization need to track several management decisions. Here the management decisions could be the strategic decisions, the tactical decisions or operational decisions that you might have studied in your management concepts. So moving further, let me show you these different coordinated functions. So the entire organization aims at proper integration and utilization of all the resources, including your men, machine, money, methods, materials, market. That is to satisfy the customer needs in a better way. So the main objective is to manufacture products and services in the right quantity, of the right quality, at the right time, and at the lower possible cost. So there are various technological and innovation changes are easily implemented in business using production management. Let's come to the production functions. So functions of industrial. This entire function can be divided into two. One is the functions of industrial enterprises and the yes, and the functions of industrial enterprises, and the other thing that is functions of production processes. So let me take the first one, that is functions of industrial enterprises. It caters the manufacturing, personnel, product development, materials, finance, accounting, and lastly the purchasing. So I'll be talking one by one about all these functions. One is manufacturing, that is one of the important area of concern. Right? So manufacturing means this is the core area. This diagram is depicting or representing the organization's policy making groups and the core decision area. So in a hierarchic triangle, this group would occupy the apex. The overlapping portion of the circle, this overlapping part that denotes the cooperation needed from two groups in order to establish the overall policy of an organization. So when I say manufacturing, the fundamental function of much production system is to produce a physical output. Manufacturing includes the operations and direct support as services for making the product operational. Right? So a plant service section is the concern area where the plant layout, material handling, quality control is the concern area. Then if I talk about the personnel, means the recruitment and training of the personnel needed to operate the production system are the traditional responsibility of the personnel function. Along with it, this department takes healthcare, safety, wage administration of the employees, labor relation, employee services, and other benefits that are important for human resource. Thirdly, the product development. So many organizations give major emphasis on product development because this is the ultimate profit. This is the area where you get the ultimate profit for any of the organization. And any organization depends primarily on the nature and quality of the product. So product must be customized, right? Then fourth part is a material. Material, like many ideas of product development comes from the marketing function, right? So this material concern is about the raw material, the quantity of material that is required, right? The type of material that is required. Now coming to the finance and accounting. So internal financing includes reviewing the budget for operating section, evaluating the proposed investment for production facilities, and preparing the balance sheet. So these are the other responsibilities to see how well the firm is scoring in the business competition game. The next one is purchasing. In a narrow sense, purchasing is limited to accounting material from outside sources. But while carrying out the entire function of production, it requires to investigate the reliability of vendors, the type of materials needed, coordinating the material purchase, right? Discovering the new material and processes. The purchase function serves the other functional areas as well. So moving towards the next part of this production function is your functions of production process. You can see here on a diagrammatic presentation that customer, sales, finance, engineering, production planning control, inventory control, procurement, manufacturing, quality control, and distribution are the concern areas. So let me move towards the objective of production management. So the first part that talks about the production in a right quantity. So the primary objective of any of the organization or industrial unit is to produce right quantity of the goods. So production management actually formulates and implement various production strategies to ensure production in right quantity. Production in a right quantity is important for every organization to ensure the profitability. Excess or shortage in production will have an adverse effect. So nothing is is in excess, and it should not be a scarcity. Then minimization of production time. Again, the completion of production activities timely is an essential for the achievement of the entire enterprise's goal. So production management designs schedule for various production activities of business. It monitors all the functions, all the production activities, and ensure that all operations are going as per the planned schedule. And if in case any deviation in production activities, production manager takes all the necessary and corrective actions. Then production of right quantity, right quality, it means the to ensure that quality products are manufactured by the organization, and it aims that customers' expectations are fulfilled by the product. Then minimization of the cost here means the cost reduction is the focus of every business, or it is a primary focus of any business. So it aims at minimizing the cost of product activities of business. That involves usage of sound supply chain management in production planning, minimizing the overall production supply cost, right? Then planning and control of material. So production management helps in maintaining the optimum stock of inventory. So we'll be dealing in the further units in more detail how this optimum stock and inventory is maintained within an organization. There are certain techniques. So it keeps complete record of all materials required for various production activities. Then it also aims to analyze the market, as production management completely analyze the market situations before framing production strategies. It recognizes and takes into account various technological and innovation changes at different levels. Then optimum utilization of resources. This is must to earn the desired profit and achieve desired goals. So production management issues rules and guidelines as well for all the persons or personnel associated with production operations. So this is how we'll understand the objectives. Now coming to the nature of production management, the first point, it's results and value addition. This is what the primary function, or I would say the nature of the production management, as this is a key tool available within organization which assists in value addition. So it is a process which enables which enabling producing high quality products by purchasing raw material from the right source in right form at right price and in right quantity. So these quality goods provide better satisfaction to your ultimate customers or your end users, thereby improving the goodwill of an organization as well. It is interdisciplinary approach. It is an interdisciplinary approach which actually derived from several disciplines and subjects. Different subjects like statistics, mathematics, economics, engineering, sociology, even human psychology. All these disciplines have contributed toward the development of production management approach. It's a part of a general management. It is essential component of general management as it is a tool which assists managers in planning, organizing, coordinating and controlling all activities related to production of products and services. Then transformation process, it means it is a process of transformation in which raw materials are converted into finished products and are ready for consumption by the consumer. It is an operative function. How is it? It monitors day-to-day operations of a business as well. And this is for ensuring a long-term continuity. Continuity. It supervises all production activities on daily basis for checking out whether all resources are effectively utilized or not. It's an art as well as in science. So it can be treated both as an art as in science, because why I'm saying it is an art, because the art, it is one which assigns, coordinates and monitors all work activities of an organization. Whereas when I'm saying it is a science, it means it manages all machines and technical aspects helping in production activities. Then management of service sector as well. So production management not only manages the activities related to production of tangible goods like buses, automobiles, right? But it is also monitors the service sector where intangible products are provided to customers as per their needs. Services are rendered to the end users, right? And coming to the scope, it talks about facility location. It involves, I mean, scope here means all those areas where the production management need to work in. So it is a facility location. It means selecting the right location for setting up production facilities for a business. It is important to be taken, this decision to be taken, as it involves long term commitment and absolute investment, a huge investment in land and building and machinery, even in labor, raw materials, and other factors of production as well. Then plant layout, material handling is another area of production management. It means the physical arrangement of facilities. It involves like deciding departments, work centers, machines, necessary equipment within the facility for ensuring better productivity. Then product designing. It means giving shapes to ideas of products for converting them into reality. So every organization should come up with innovative products in market after conceiving a new ideas based on market requirements. Then designing of the process. In overall route in an overall route followed by business for transforming raw material into finished goods. It is very crucial decision to be taken as it determines the efficiency of a business. Designing the process. It involves choosing the appropriate technology, deciding the sequence of production processes, and the facilities layout. So, production planning and control involves the various aspects of production activities like deciding production in advance, setting up the exact route of the each item, deciding the start and finish deadline of each product, right? And then to shop and following product progress in accordance with the order. Then quality control here means it is a process of checking and maintaining the required quality standards of production activities within an organization. So it ensures that goods produced are of high quality or not, right? And this is done by setting up the checkpoints and measuring the performance from time to time. Last but not the least, the maintenance management. Here it means the evaluation of all business activities and identifying any deviation if there. Maintenance management involves taking all the corrective steps, right? So taking care of all the machinery, repairs, replacements, and servicing are included. So moving towards the next, that is about operations management. So operations management, combined we call this as a production and operations management, because both of these terms are interrelated. So operation management is an area of management which is concerned with designing and controlling the process of production. It is an operational part. So it is concerned with managing an entire production system, which is the process that converts inputs into the outputs as an asset or delivers a product or a service. Right? So here you can see manufacturing or service, the tangible products and the intangible or act and deeds as a service. So conversion of raw material into tangible products will be concerned with the production part, whereas the operation part is creation of or rendering of services to the ultimate customers. Right, so let's talk a little more about the differences between operations and production management. So production management connotes the administration of range of activities belonging to the creation of physical products, whereas operations refers to the part of management concerned with production and delivery of goods and services, but it is more related with the intangible services. Whereas the production management in terms of decision making related to the aspect of production, whereas the operations is more related to the regular business activity. Production management found in enterprises where production is taken in industrial units, whereas operations management found more in banks, hospitals, companies including production companies, agencies, uh, advertising agencies like that. The objective of production management is to produce high quality goods in the right quantity at the right time and at least cost. Whereas the operations management is to utilize resources to the extent possible so as to satisfy the ultimate customers. So student, this is all about the operations and production management. Today what we have discussed is about the concept of production. We differentiated between the this production and operations management, how it differs, and how the inputs are being transformed into outputs, leading to a entire concept of production and operations management. So thank you very much. We'll see with more sessions on operations and production management in the coming lectures.